Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Speed Tuesday Dash Series here from USA International Speedway. We are on dirt tonight for the Tim Branson Dash. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bob. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Joe. And Joe, tonight's race, it's going to be down and dirty at this short 0.6 mile racetrack, all dirt. It's going to be a fun time.
Yes. All dirt, short track. It's everything anybody could ask for.
And, you know, the big thing with tonight especially is, you know, unlike when they raced at Bristol Dirt just a little over a month and a half ago, this is a relatively flat dirt track. So you're going to see these guys yawled out a lot more, sliding through the corner, trying to get themselves a good drive out of the corner, like we see the number 92 of Tim Branson right here, as he's going to go up on the board, put up a 27.15 second lap.
I love that we're going to see these guys racing, which just asses out through these turns. This is going to be so fun to watch, and God knows what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, and there are going to be some big slides tonight, and you know, you're going to see guys sliding around, you're going to see guys running the top, you're going to see guys running the middle, running the bottom, all over the racetrack, trying to find some sort of grip. And it's definitely going to be a ton of fun here tonight. Here's the 90 of Philip Scott. Oh, Scott gets into the wall. He's looking like he's just going to drive out of it, and he does, as that is going to be lap one for Scott.
Yeah, this track is, with the dirt, is really going to be taking some drivers a little bit of getting used to. I noticed during practice, dirt, it was low usage, around 16 to 20%. However, the warm-up, and I'm assuming race, is clean, or at least from the warm-up. So clean in this case is actually very dirty.
That is for sure. Over in the chat, Ace House says the unlucky guy here made it tonight's stream. Should be a lot of fun. If you did not catch last night's Total Nonstop Racing League doubleheader for the Boston Sauce Party, that was it was quite a crazy couple of races, but Ace was on the receiving end of some of the most unlucky everything happening last night. So make sure you check that out. Head on over to the Tabletop Trio podcast YouTube page, click on the live tab, and you can check out the race there, because yeah, that was there was quite a lot going on.
It was a song.
Taking a look here tonight for the point standings after Bristol, paved Bristol. This time around, Ethan Amberg still your points leader with 2 wins on the season. He's got a 17-point lead over Nicholas Cody. Cody is going to be running here tonight. However, he has not put in a qualifying time quite yet, as Jason Shue jumps out on the track at the moment. Stephen Gibson third, Philip Scott in fourth, Sidarius Deus in fifth. Kyle Holden, one of the drivers who's won 2 races so far, but hasn't really competed in all that many runs, currently running in 8th place right now in the standings there, and I do not see him running here tonight. So it's going to be interesting to see, the battle between Amberg and Cody as this run goes on.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of guys with the dirt track feel like, maybe I'm not even going to get remotely close to the top. Maybe we just sit this one out.
And that definitely could be the case. I know for me, I am not a dirt racer. I don't have the equipment to be a dirt racer. I have a Formula style racing wheel here, so I am not a dirt track racer, and nor will I ever pretend to be one. So I can definitely understand seeing some of these drivers just kind of backing out of the race tonight just because dirt may or may not be their strong suit. Tonight's race is the Tim Branson Dash because Tim Branson always fresh. Love the Tim Hortons style logo that they've got up on screen. But we are getting ourselves ready to go here for the heat race tonight. On the pole will be the number 97 machine of Ryan Shelton. Let's take a look here at the starting lineup for tonight's race. On pole, like we mentioned, is the number 97 machine. 99 on the race car of Ryan Shelton. Ethan Amberg in row number 2. In position 2. Row number 2 has Martin Plute and Sidarius Deus. Brent Allen and Tim Branson, row number 3. Scott Leonard, Philip Scott, row number 4. Jason Chu, Nicholas Cody, row number 5. And Zach Williams is going to round out our 11-car field for this evening. As tonight we've got ourselves a 16-car or 16-lap race. As it looks like Nicholas Cody and Zach Williams have not joined the session here. So it looks like we're going to be having a 9-car race as the pace truck getting ready to pull off next time by. As we have the drone out on track to give you the action. Love the old X-side Jeff Burton paint scheme here on the 97 of Shelton. Definitely one of my childhood paint schemes, seeing that from the late 90s there on that car.
Yeah, for me it's the Castrol, the 14. every game, I think I have a Game Boy Color game. That's like, I think it's called V-Rally. It's a terrible game, but that car was in it.
Yeah, every Gran Turismo, I've loved the Tom Sylvia and, the Tom Supra and everything. Great looking race car, but the pace truck pulls off. Field in the hands of Ryan Shelton. Green flag in the air. We're rolling here for the 15-lap heat race here at USA. Field spreads out quite wide as down the backstretch they come. Amberg has the position over Shelton. Shelton dives it in. Amberg runs the top line. Plute just behind Shelton. They're going to make a little bit of headway there on the bottom as Sidarius Deus catches the wall there on the outside. As they're sliding through turns 1 and 2. No cautions out, but we see one driver. That's Sidarius Deus. He goes around. We'll take another quick look at that one here. Take a look at the 12 car. He's the black and white machine with Liquid Death on the hood. Deus slides it in just like normal. Nothing too crazy going there. And then, just kind of kicks sideways on him as he grabs the inside wall. Meanwhile, we got a 4-car battle for the lead here between Amberg, Shelton, Plute, and Brent Allen.
I think that goes to show you how, I guess, scary it is to be taking these turns. I mean, they're hitting these turns at about, looking about 70. Now, these cars are sideways. The amount of control that you have to keep to make sure that what we just saw doesn't happen is big.
Yeah, no, right there, the 97 and the 14 come together as the 14 caught the outside wall. And here they are sliding across the racetrack at highway speeds. It is just terrifying as these guys now almost 3 and 4 wide for the lead. As Ryan Shelton looking to hold on strong. And trouble! Martin Plute gets turned sideways. He's able to keep it going.
Just lost a little bit too much momentum there and got your back tapped.
Yeah, and that's always the tough part here, because with the way iRacing's spotter clears the car, they may say you're clear, but he's definitely there, and it doesn't exactly take the, doesn't exactly, take the slide of the car into consideration here.
Yeah.
Nine laps to go here. Ryan Shelton leads over Ethan Amberg. Amberg all over the back bumper of that number 97 machine. You could already see how rubbered in the racing line has been for these cars.
Yeah, really.
And that's only after about 5 laps of racing, plus qualifying. Amberg looking to try to get a little bit more, and the issue here is there's almost no grip when you're down in the rubbered portion of the track there. The car wants to slide a heck of a lot more, and you don't really have a whole lot of grip to do anything in that rubbered up area. So you're going to see drivers almost straddle the line and use half the car on the dirt, half the car off the dirt, just to kind of help them turn a little bit more as the 97 goes well wide, as Amberg is going to take the lead here out of 2. So if you look there, there's Shelton down low. Right side's into the rubbered up portion, left side's in the cleaner portion. Just trying to hunt and find a little bit of grip.
Yeah, this is, dirt racing is just it's a whole nother beast. I've been playing dirt games since like what, 2010, and I'm still terrible. It's just it is a whole different kind of thing you have to learn.
It is. It's a completely different skill set that is, I mean, it's just so difficult to master because everything the car does doesn't feel natural, and it doesn't feel like it should.
Yeah. And you have to do it at speed is the other thing. It's like you can't practice at a low speed when you're doing this. You have to do it at high speed because that's how you get the car to turn correctly.
Yeah. And you actually steer with the throttle more than you steer with the steering wheel. The steering wheel is there to make sure you don't spin out.
Sometimes.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, you can see right there how sideways they're getting. And the full wheel lock there on the 97 completely to the right as you're turning left. You know, it's like in Cars 3 to go, in order to turn left, you must turn right, and that's just dirt racing.
I think if we hop on board one of these guys, we should be able to see their steering wheel, correct?
Absolutely. Let me see if I can pull up the steering wheels. We're on board with the 97 to Shelton with 2 laps to go. Turns all the way to the right, to the left to keep the car sideways, and now all the way to the right still.
Yeah. It's crazy how much of the time that steering wheel is not straight.
Now Shelton there just trying to wrestle the cars. Oh, Jason Shue has an issue. But we got 1 lap to go here. 1 lap to go in the Tim Branson dash. As far as the heats are concerned, anyway. Amberg slides it through 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Here comes Shelton. He's not going to make it in time. Shelton sideways hard into the wall. Ethan Amberg is going to win the heats. Philip Scott gains 4 positions on the evening as he finishes in 4th. Ethan Amberg wins it. Brent Allen picks up 2 spots. as the 14 throws it onto pit road, and now we got ourselves a little warm-up section here. And, you know, while we're waiting for them to warm up, let's see if we could pull Ethan into the broadcast booth here to see how that one went for him. Hey, Ethan, Bob, and Joe here in the booth. You got a copy?
Loud and clear.
Well, Ethan, pretty fun little heat race there for you. A good battle between you and Ryan. You know, talk us through that race, and how do you think things are going to change here once we get into the main event?
Yeah, once we jump into the main event here, the track's going to go through a little bit of a change. It'll freshen up, and I think the line's going to change throughout the race, and it'll be fun to chase it. That was fun racing with Ryan, Martin, and Brent there for a while. It lasted, and ended up getting a little bit strung out, but that was a good tight heat race. It was a blast.
And, you know, when it comes to racing in dirt, you know, we saw, you know, a few laps into the race, we saw that rubbered in line come into play, and just kind of trying to avoid that just to find a little bit of the slick there. How difficult is it to try to run a fast line while also trying to avoid the rubber?
It's a bit tough. For that first part of the heat race there, I felt like running on the rubber wasn't the worst thing, as long as you got the car rotated without over-rotating it. I was dragging the brake a little bit and kind of just letting the car roll in there, and it seemed to be doing it pretty well. The big thing is once that gets slicked off, it really wears on the tire, especially the right rear. So want to take care of that throughout the race and make sure that when the groove does slick off, we don't kill the tires too bad.
Definitely. Well, it's going to be interesting seeing you. You're going to be starting on the pole here for the actual main event. So we'll get you back up there in the with the rest of the guys, and good luck here tonight.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Bob.
All right, that's Ethan Amberg, our heat race winner here tonight. So far, Ryan Shelton has the fastest lap at a 25.91. But right now, a lot of guys just kind of taking a little breather, getting themselves ready to go here for the main event.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if the warm-up, if they're trying to kick the dirt around and move it around.
That very well could be. I mean, we see here it's a completely clean track. The track crews came out, and you know, they had the water truck out there and got everything back up to racing conditions. So I'm curious to see how, when the main event does kick off, if the wear continues or if they completely clean it off again for the start of the race. As Philip drives through our camera there. Which, speaking of, tonight's cameras are brought to you by our friends at Track Cams for Gourmets. You can check them out online, trackcams22.com. You can also find them... Oh, Philip Scott gets sideways into the wall. You can also find them at the link in the description of the video below. We do have an affiliate link, so if you go in and buy any of those camera packs, it's going to help you out, and it's going to help us out as well. So if you like what you're seeing, definitely want to check that out, trackcams22.com. Always fun to see these guys just completely sideways through the corners.
It's phenomenal. I wonder who the first person was like, I know what would make racing more fun. Let's cover it up with dirt.
Yeah. Well, you have a bunch of land. I have a fast car. Eh?
Regular racing isn't hard enough.
Right? Let's take away friction.
Yeah.
But I will say one track that and you know, I'm not a, you know, very well-educated dirt racing fan or anything by any means, but I will say I do wish that they would have New Egypt Speedway here in New Jersey and have that added to the track. It's a very odd D-shaped, almost similar to Phoenix Raceway, the way they have a bit of a dog leg on the backstretch. a very interesting racetrack, and they race everything from big block modifieds to super late models, sprint cars, midgets, everything in between. So would be a really, really cool track that I'd love to see iRacing get eventually.
Yeah, I think we've been trying to get there for an in-person thing, so maybe stay tuned for that.
Oh, yes. That is for sure. But we are going to get ourselves ready to go here for tonight. On the pole, we just spoke with him. That's the number 14 of Ethan Amberg. Ryan Shelton starts P2. In row number 2, we have Brent Allen and Philip Scott. Martin Plute, Scott Leonard, row number 3. Row number 4, we have Tim Branson, the sponsor of tonight's Tim Branson Dash, with Jason Shu on his outside. Sidarius Deus, Nicholas Cody in row number 5, with Zach Williams rounding out the field of our 11-car race here tonight. But as of right now, it looks like neither Cody nor Williams are actually going to be racing here tonight. So, 9-car race. This could certainly be a big points day for Ethan Amberg.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we have the starting lineup splashing across the top of your screen, 70 laps here tonight. It is certainly going to be a fun one here. One more lap around. All drivers going to have onboard cameras, driver's eye cameras, and more. We've even got some pretty fun cameras here. As we take a look here off the back of Ethan Amberg. Cameras all over these race cars.
You can really see the dirt just flying everywhere.
And, you know, if I'm going to sit here and, let's take a look on board with the 13 of Brent Allen. You can see all that dirt. That's on his visor. That's exactly what he sees. And unless he, hits the tear-off button, that dirt's just going to stay there. So being in the back of the pack, having all this dirt being flung at you is certainly not the most ideal situation if you're a driver.
No, not at all. Though that just gave me a great idea for VR.
Oh, the pace truck pulls off. Green flag in the air. And we're racing here for the Tim Branson Dash. Everyone makes it into turns 1 and 2 cleanly. Ethan Amberg gets the whole shot out of turn number 2. He's off and alone. Brent Allen and the 81 of Martin Plute come together ever so slightly. And now Philip Scott starts to knock on the back bumper of Plute. They're side by side out of 4. Ethan Amberg leads lap 1. And now the field gets single file. Big slide there from Plute. Plute taps the wall. These cars are built quite hefty.
Yeah, what is it? What's the motto? Is it Ford Tough?
Yeah, built Ford Tough or fix or repair daily or something like that.
Yeah, this is who deserves the real motto.
Yeah. And, in real life, these cars are all 4-cylinder engines, old Chevy Cavaliers, old whatever. But here they're all just considered mini stocks.
Yeah.
And hence why some of these drivers are driving Mustangs. We have Toyota Celica currently leading as Ethan Amberg. Nissan Skylines for a couple of drivers there as well, so...
Yeah, I'm riding a DeLorean.
I was going to say, you've got the DeLorean on lock, so... you never know what you're going to find here in the
If I can hit
Speed
88.
Dash series. Going to see some serious stuff. But we're 5 laps in already. Ethan Amberg kicks this one big time sideways. And he's opened up this gap now by 1.3 seconds. A little bit further back, here comes Darius Deas. He's putting a ton of pressure on the 92 of Tim Branson. You can just see the dirt spraying off the back of these cars.
Yeah, if I was the fans, I guess you'd come with trash bags, umbrellas,
goggles, masks, whatever it takes for you to not breathe in any of the dirt.
Yeah, ski goggles, I guess.
Yeah. Balaclavas as well as Deas. Oh, able to make a peek to the inside. A little bit of contact between those two. But Deas does get around the 92 of Tim Branson. Meanwhile, up front, we've got a battle for second here between Brent Allen and Ryan Shelton. Just under 0.3 of a second separating these two drivers on track. And you can hear the drivers. Some of them are shifting, some of them are staying in gear. Sounds like Shelton is shifting. The 13 of Allen is not. Big slide in. This 97 slowed down pretty heavily there.
Yeah.
Ace House in the chat saying good fun. And he also said he's rooting for Philip Scott tonight. And if you like what you see, definitely feel free to follow us on Twitch, subscribe to us here on YouTube. You could like the video and share it and all the other fun YouTuber stuff that helps with engagement and whatnot.
And there's so much dirt getting thrown through that thing.
I mean, you could hear the dirt rattling around the car, and you hear the tick, 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 tick of the dirt hitting everything.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest kind of proponent to go faster and get around is to just stop getting hit with dirt.
Yeah, stop getting pelted and just let the guy in front of you, literally eat my dust.
Yeah.
Good battle brewing here between Shelton and Brent Allen. Allen takes a peek to the inside, not quite able to get anything going for him there. Now it's just a matter of, all right, can I get a better run? Can I, do I have to wait for the guy in front of me to make a mistake? What's the story?
Yeah. And then on top of that, it's the ever-changing, how's the track doing?
Exactly. That's the one thing dirt racing really has over asphalt racing is how quickly the track conditions can change for you. And, all right, well, when one line gets rubbered up too much, guess I got to find a new one. And you can even see, too, where the dirt kind of builds up as the track gets wider. You can see here even that lower camera shot where the dirt really starts to build up on the outside groove.
It's wild. Being able to see it live,
right? And that right there is why people pay for the iRacing subscriptions. Everyone says, oh, iRacing is so expensive. You get things like this built into the game, or the sim, as some people are very adamant about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the realism. It's the way the ratings work for the game versus, you know, like your Forzas and your Gran Turismos and stuff. I think it's just a completely different um, like concept of a racing game, and I think it's honestly the best one. That's like the best implementation it's been.
Yeah, and I mean, what other racing service can you say, all right, I'm going to go race NASCAR Oval. Okay, now I'm going to race GT cars, and oh, here's an F1 car. All right, cool, why not? And oh, do you want me to drive a Subaru WRX on a rally course? Sure, we could do that too. Same with trophy trucks.
Yeah, truly, it's got everything.
Right now, that gap between the 97 and the 13 has grown a bit, but Martin Plutnow is catching up. He's catching up to the 13 of Brent Allen. Heard Ethan Amberg say that tire wear actually could become a factor in this race.
Yeah, I did catch him say that.
Jason Shu pulls over to let the field go by. Now here's Plut all over the back bumper of Brent Allen. Shelton has fallen back just a little bit to this fight as well, but Ethan Amberg has opened up almost a 3.7 second lead over the field. Scott Leonard next on the line to be put one lap down, and he does.
Man, Amberg is just cooking.
Yeah, he's just kind of checked out and said, all right, guys, you guys have fun racing for second.
And boy, are they.
Look at that. All three drivers within a car length of each other. Just kind of sitting there saying, all right, oh, man, Brent Allen got real close to Shelton.
Good news is that the car's already covered in brown.
I don't know, that all-white race car there, it's going to look fantastic covered in mud the way it is. There's just something about seeing race cars that have, you know, battle scars, dirt, mud, tire wear, tire rubber, everything there together. Just past a third of the way through this one. It's the Tim Branson Dash. Brought to you by Tim Branson. Always fresh. Big thanks to Tim for sponsoring tonight's race. He's going to be the sponsor of every race for the rest of the season. And we've got ourselves a fun schedule here coming up. Next week, we're going to be racing at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. It says May on the schedule, but it is actually April. Nashville Fairgrounds next week, and then closing it up. As of now, it is still Rockingham Speedway, but that is subject to change. But we shall see here as Brent Allen all over the back bumper of Ryan Shelton. Allen taking a peek to the inside of Shelton. really see the dirt starting to build up on the front end of the 13. Alan took a peek to the inside, couldn't quite get anything done there. That's going to open up the door for Martin Plute to try to sneak his way into things. Ethan Amberg checking out entirely. Now a 4.1 second lead over this field.
Yeah, if I'm Amberg at this point, hey guys, just take it easy back there. Let's not do anything crazy.
Yeah, we don't need any yellows. I think we can just kind of, let's just chill now for the next, 40 laps. I think that'd be pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I think that's what he's hoping for. However, Sheldon, Allen, and Plute are all saying, hey, if someone in the back, maybe.
Yeah, if one of you guys wants to, bring the field back together, that'd be pretty swell. Give the broadcasters something to do. Make them click on more buttons. As the drone camera continues around the racetrack here. TrackCams22.com, some fantastic options here for cameras. Jason Shu goes another lap down here tonight. Unfortunately, in real life, this track no longer exists. It is a Amazon warehouse, which sadly is becoming the fate of more and more racetracks. Oftentimes because people move in near a racetrack and then complain that they moved in near a racetrack, and it's the racetrack's fault.
Yeah.
But we've got ourselves a fun one here as Shelton's started to close the gap now. Only 3.5 seconds separates the 14 from the 97. This, though, here is the best battle out on the racetrack currently. As John Canizaro in the chat says, hey, look, dirt racing. I remember when I used to race on dirt.
It's interesting that Shu is pitted. I wonder what that was about.
Yeah, I wonder if that was just a way for him to, just kind of duck down on pit road. Maybe he caught the wall, caught some damage, because he is just in his pit box now. As we got ourselves a good battle here for third. Plute picks up the spot over Allen. As now you can see the track start to get rubbered in ever so slightly here. So I think right about now is when these drivers are going to start to think, okay, track's got a little bit of a dry patch here. Can we go out wider? Can we try to sneak towards the inside and almost use the grass to help me turn?
Yeah, which Plute just tried to do and bonked the wall a little bit.
Canizaro in the chat says, I was the reason TNR stopped running on dirt tracks. I'll stick to asphalt now, just stepping in to support. Appreciate the support, John. And, we may see dirt running, dirt coming back next season, depending on how things play out. So never say never.
Yeah, we'll spin the wheel.
will say, I do the concept that TNR's head admin Garrett had put in, saying he always wanted to do just a random grab bag, you know, spin a wheel. All right, this week we're racing insert car here at insert track here.
I'm here for it. I live for chaos.
Oh, I think it would be incredibly chaotic. Maybe make
Miata's
that
on the
like an
third track.
all-star event or something.
We're running the what do we call it? The cigar cars on third.
Oh. That would be horrifying. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Shoe back out on the racetrack, now 7 laps behind. This is still the closest battle on the racetrack. Oh, for now is the 92 of Tim Branson makes contact with Brent Allen. Just a matter of a couple of cars, just both in the wrong place at the wrong time. Just past halfway here in the aforementioned Tim Branson dash. Ethan Amberg putting on a clinic now, 2.6 seconds in closing, however. That time by Shelton, almost 1/10 of a second faster than Amber. If he keeps picking up 1/10 of a second at a time, it's going to take him about now 25, maybe 26 laps to catch him. Well, like we always say, catching him is one thing, passing him is another. This time by just about even.
Yeah.
As Amberg this time gets around the 12 of Deus, that leaves the top 5 only on the lead lap.
Scoots out of the way. Well, hey guys, I'm 7 laps down. I'm just gonna be out of my way here. Don't mind me.
Don't mind me. The quicker you pass me, the quicker this will all be over for me.
Yeah. I don't want no trouble.
Just don't old yeller me, and I think we'll be okay. 2.3 seconds the gap this time. And there on lap 45, Amberg had caught and gotten around Deus, which let Shelton catch him. Shelton is slowly catching him each and every lap for the most part, but I don't think it's going to be enough for him to catch in the time needed. Yeah. As again, just under 1/10 of a second, he's going to need to pick up a little bit more time in order to catch him by the end of this race.
Like they said, Amberg said in the beginning, I don't know if these guys are going to need to pit at all. I don't know, you know, as this track wears down more, I don't know. I don't know if they're just going to move up and we'll be fine, or if they are going to burn out tires and need a set or a half, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think at this point, the drivers are just going to deal with tires unless they see that there's a big advantage. The downside to taking tires is it does take quite a while in these cars to change the tires. So you're probably losing at least 2 laps if you take 4. Even if you take 2, you're probably losing a couple of laps still. Because fuel takes a while to fill up in these cars. They don't have the NASCAR or IndyCar style fuel tanks or fuel fillers where, you know, it just kind of drops everything in. It's, you know, it's simulated to be like your local short track where they have a couple of guys, no one really trained to do tire changing or anything like that. They're just kind of, you know, just a couple of dudes out there changing tires on a Saturday night.
will work for beer and pizza.
Exactly.
Side note, won't be good.
Yeah. Pizza will be Domino's.
Pizza will be Domino's. We'll be drinking while we change tires. Just giving you the heads up now.
Yeah. As, the 19 gets hard into the wall. As interesting. Well, Joe, you might have called it. Brent Allen heads down pit road. Oh, looked like Amberg was trying to get down pit road too, and he missed it.
Interesting.
So let's see here. As Brent Allen went down pit road, he took a little splash of fuel, only 2.3 seconds. Let's see what the 14 does.
Is fuel the thing that people are going to be worried about?
Fuel very well could be the thing folks are worried about. As no, looks like Brent Allen jumped to his pit box. What happened is Set also had that Jason Shu had an issue. Was Brent Allen involved? No. Shu just came down on pit road. Here's the 13. Oh!
No.
Not sure what happened there. So
That's
Brent
a rough
Allen,
entry into the pits.
yeah, and it's a sharp corner.
Yeah.
So to be determined whether or not pitting is going to be important here. But that being said, look at this lead. It's shrunk. It's nothing. Ryan Shelton takes the lead. Man, every time they come off turn 4 like that, I think, oh, they're going to pit. That just may be the differing line as they're trying to avoid the rubbered-in surface.
Yeah, I'm nosy. One high, one low. One high, one low. We're just going to avoid the middle now. I wonder if Shelton just wasn't heating up his tires as much as Amberg was.
That very well could be. I mean, it's also interesting to note, too, that Shelton has been shifting most of this race. I don't think Amberg has. Let's jump on board with Amberg. He shifts that time. Oh, man, it looked like it sounded like he couldn't quite get it to figure out what gear he wanted to be in. Oh, and he gets 2 sideways. So another huge loss of time for Amberg as Shelton drives away now. Almost 3 seconds.
Yeah, I wonder if Amberg is fighting some issues with the car. Or is he trying to fuel save now? So.
Yellow flag out. This changes everything. Here's the 12 of Deus. What happened to him? Deus throws it in like normal.
He hit that.
And the back bumper the back end just kind of snapped around on him and he's stuck there. So caution flag comes out with 10 laps to go.
Does Branson get a lap back?
Yeah, Branson should be the lucky dog free pass driver, so he'll get his lap back. That'll put 5 cars on the lead lap. And if I'm up front, I am pitting right here. When pit road opens, at least. Probably not pitting here, as I'd likely get a penalty.
Joke's on you. I would have pit there.
As, yeah, here comes Branson to swing around and get his lap back. So we'll be getting ourselves ready for a likely 7-8 lap shootout here. Will they pit? They will not.
Oh, Martin put in the chat, iRacing doesn't allow for tire changes with these cars on dirt.
You know what? That makes a lot more sense as to why nobody pits. That makes a heck of a lot more sense.
As I think I just saw Plute driving into the grass, assuming just to try to clean the tires off a little bit.
Honestly, that very well could. I mean, you see these guys all the way racing, you know, running not where the line is, and that's exactly it, just to cool off the tires. The temperature, you know, the way iRacing kind of models the temperature, where more cars have driven, that's hotter surface, and that heat is going to ambiently kind of, you know, warm up the tires. So if you're driving offline like that, that's, you know, that's going to cool them down ever so slightly, but that could just be enough. As the green flag is out, we're back racing, 7 laps to go. Shelton gets a great jump. Here comes Plute to the inside. Plute gets around the 14 of Amberg. Here comes Philip Scott into the mix as Deus catches the outside wall. Top 4 drivers all under a blanket here, coming to 6 to go. Shelton up front. Here comes Plute. He makes a move around Amberg. Plute, oh, a little too sideways there. He catches the inside wall, bounces off, gets in the 14. Around goes Plute. Oh, man. Oh, and that's race over for Plute. Likely.
That's the wrong direction.
As the car is supposed to stay on the wheels as the yellow flag comes out.
That's not the right direction. That's not where you want to be.
Let's take a look here on the onboard camera of the 81 to see exactly what had happened there. Just got a little too sideways, caught the wall in the berm, and around went Plute, and unfortunate for him, as a couple other drivers came together.
I think Leonard was trying to flip him back. I don't know. I think he might have had to jump to pits.
Let's take a look here. Let's follow the 19 to see what happened. As Leonard there, and then, oh yeah, nowhere for him to go, and 81 was already kind of up in the air when they made contact. As the 19 trying to help the 81.
Yeah, see if I can roll him. Come on.
And he did.
I think he got him.
Oh. There he goes.
And we said these cars could take a beating.
But Plute off the track at the moment. No, there he is. Took a second for iRacing to realize he was there. RC Play-In says, man, the game just kind of decided to screw Plute over there. All right, never mind. I missed that hit. There it is.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the game just send a car upside down for no reason.
I have had that happen to me twice in the Legends cars. The game decided that once 2 tires touch, one of you's getting sent to Mars. So we're going to have ourselves a 2-lap shootout here to decide things. Ryan Shelton, Ethan Amberg at the front. Tim Branson, Philip Scott, row number 2 with Sidarius Deus in 5th. Martin Plute 1 lap down. Pace truck pulls off. Green flag in the air, 2 laps to go. Shelton has a great start. He's got Philip Scott all over his back bumper. Ethan Amberg up on the top side. Shelton able to save it right there. As now Amberg and Scott battle it out here for second. Side by side out of turn number 4. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Can Shelton hang on? Philip Scott gets around Amberg. Some trouble in the back between Branson and the 12 of Deus. We're going to keep it here and keep it green. Out of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. Ryan Shelton sees it. Shelton is going to win the Tim Branson Dash.
I'm going to say what an upset. We thought Amberg had this the whole race.
Yeah, an incredible comeback performance. And you can't even say that the yellow flag helped him out because he had already gotten around the 14 by the time the yellow came out.
Yeah.
Wow, what a finish. Biggest mover of the race is Sidarius Deus. He started 9th, finished P4. As Shelton looks to burn it down here at USA. What a finish.
Man, what a fantastic race.
Shelton gonna park it right there in victory lane. And Joe, I believe you've caught up with our 3rd place finisher at driver of the number 14 machine, Ethan Amberg.
Hey, Ethan, congratulations on the podium finish. It looked kind of like the race was all yours to have until, I'd say about 3/4. What happened there?
My right rear tire was gone. We went out a little bit too hard and couldn't talk myself into reining it back and came back with a right rear barely hanging on the car.
We were definitely we were thinking about that in the booth. We heard you trying to mess with shifting and this and that, and I had a feeling it was because your tire was shot. Just kind of raced it too hard, took the turns too hard. What kind of got you there?
A little bit too much angle, maybe a little bit too much throttle. I think in the races we've done here earlier this season and some of the practice races and recruitment races, we had not a lot of green flag runs until like the end of races. So we hadn't really seen what it was like to really go out there and have a full, what was that, almost 50 lap run there, 55 lap run.
Yeah.
To see what would happen on the tires outside of practice. And I think I just was having a little too much fun and didn't ride myself back soon enough.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great showing otherwise. As a field to at least end up in a podium position.
Still feels good. Yeah, it was still some great racing. Ryan put a great race together. He was just cruising there. I think his tires were in a lot better shape than mine were with 20-25 to go, and it definitely showed. Both Martin and I were struggling pretty bad with ours, and that was pretty evident with how much we were sliding on that first restart. So, fun race overall. Great racing side by side with those guys. Great win by Ryan. He hasn't been in a dirt car in a while, so cool to see him come out on top of that one.
Absolutely. I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Of course. All the speed admins over here putting this league together, letting us come out and have fun on Tuesday nights. Always fun to get down and dirty on the dirt tracks. Don't always get to do it in other leagues, so it's fun to come out here and do a little bit of that. You guys for putting out a great broadcast, and everybody over at High Line Motorsports keeping this car running.
Awesome. Well, congrats again, and hopefully we'll be talking to you next week.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, that's Ethan Amberg, our 3rd place finisher here tonight at USA. I'm now joined by our 2nd place finisher and a driver who really kind of flew under the radar here tonight, Philip Scott. And Philip, just a pretty quiet, calm run here for you tonight. Talk us through your race. Just kind of hung out there for a little bit and wound up striking there at the end.
Yeah, I was just kind of chilling. I I literally got into the server for qualifying. So I had like no practice and qualified last out of everybody that ran a lap and kind of just went from there. I'm not that comfortable on dirt like at all. But I'm okay with getting controlled sideways. I like getting loose, so it kind of felt weird to me to like slide too much, but um, it was a lot different race than the Bristol one. Bristol kind of felt like normal Bristol for the most part, because of the banking, but this was a lot more like a traditional dirt track, so it was kind of weird. But yeah, I was just kind of trying to figure out how to run the track. I was trying to hug the bottom the best I could, and that seemed to be the best for me. I tried to like run kind of higher, and the car just got bogged down so much, and then but it seemed like I didn't realize how bad tire wear was. Like my right sides were really bad at the end, but I guess others were just as bad. But near the end of the race, when like before all the yellows, when Ethan and Ryan were battling, I noticed I was starting to kind of pull away from them, like because like as in they were like 10 seconds behind me, and I've started to catch up to Martin as well, and so that kind of like surprised me. I'm like I just kind of stopped thinking, and I was just, I guess I was more, I felt a little better when the rubber started showing up on the track, I guess. But yeah, so that kind of helped me with the late restarts. Dodged Plute when he spun, and then yeah, I got a good dive on the inside. I had a little shot at it with like 2 to go, but I knew that. But Ryan had a bit of the momentum there. But it would have been interesting to see, you know, how it would have been how I would have raced if I would have been a little more familiar with it at the start of it. But yeah, I will take second. I was not really expecting much. I just wanted to log some laps.
Definitely, and you know, it was a great run that you put together. Kind of moving now towards next week, going to be at Nashville Fairground Speedway, back in the asphalt racing, and a track that I think would be a pretty good run for you. You've raced at similar tracks earlier on this season with Southern National as well. So what are your thoughts looking into that next week?
Yeah, Nashville, I haven't raced there in a long time. TNR has raced there like on and off, but I don't think we've really raced there much since Nashville Super Speedway became a thing on iRacing. But the times I have raced fairgrounds, I've felt pretty strong. I remember one time, like back a few years ago, like maybe like 2021, when I sucked more at iRacing. I remember one time I was gonna win a TNR truck race there, and then I just left the door just wide open, and so that cost me. But yeah, I think with a little more experience, I think I might be able to do a bit better this time. I felt really good at USA, with really worn tires, and so the asphalt one, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good race.
Definitely. And before we let you go, Philip, I'm sure you have some shout outs, so let's hear them.
Not really. Shout outs to tune in this Thursday on the other channel, Green Flag TV, for the Cup Series, because we're going racing at the Chicago Street Course, which is my thing. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that is definitely one folks are going to want to check out on Green Flag TV. Going to be a great time. Philip, congrats again on the second place finish, and looking forward to chatting with you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. That is Philip Scott, our second place finisher. And Joe, you've made your way down to victory lane, and you've caught up with our winner tonight, Ryan Shelton.
Hey Ryan, congratulations on the victory. You had a great race, and you were able to overtake Amber late in the race. How was your plan versus execution tonight?
Um, well, tonight I was just coming in here to have fun. This is my only race I'm doing this season. Um, and it was just coming in here and learning and having fun and figuring out what this dirt mini stock does. I've never driven this thing on dirt, and but it was a lot of fun. Having the tire wear actually, change things up a little bit versus just having the track to deal with, which is what I'm used to when it comes to dirt oval. Um, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you how did the track change throughout the race kind of make you adjust throughout?
Um, the beginning of the run, I was just trying to save my tires a little bit because they were telling me over the radio, it's like, hey, your tires are going to wear and you're going to need to watch out for them. So I think I let Ethan drive away a little bit too much, and it kind of hurt me in the front end of it. But what it did make me do is really drive, get some consistent laps in, and started getting that, finding a line, finding a groove, needed to drive around it, and started driving under it a little bit more. And I think that really helped me out as when the slick came in. It really suited more towards my driving style, which is drive really hard in and slam the brakes versus sliding it in like what Ethan was doing.
Mm, that makes a lot of sense. Well, I mean, fantastic race overall. Um, Huge victory. It's your only race of the season. You can't go wrong with a one and done victory. I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Um, Not much. I just enjoy being here and having fun. I know that's my time I race, and that's gonna be a lot of fun on Thursday. So be watching that too.
Absolutely. Well, congrats again. And I guess I won't be talking to you next week since this is your only race, but congrats
Absolutely.
for the victory.
Thanks, man.
All right, that was Ryan Shelton, our winner here tonight. Let's take a look here at the final results for tonight's race. A fantastic run that saw a lot of comers, a lot of goers, and everything in between. Ryan Shelton gets the win over Philip Scott and Ethan Amberg. Sedaris Diaz comes home in fourth, and Tim Branson is who's our sponsor for tonight. He'll finish in fifth on the lead lap. Martin Plute gets a little snake bit there at the end, finishes up on his roof, but he'll come home 6-1 lap down. Scott Leonard seventh, 2 down. Brent Allen, after having some issues coming onto pit road, finishes in 8th. Jason Shu in 9th. Nicholas Cody and Zach Williams did not start here tonight. So, a very fun race. You could join us next Tuesday night. No TNR race next Monday after Easter. But you could join us next Tuesday night as the Speed Dash Series makes their way to Nashville Fairgrounds. That is going to be a ton of fun. You could check all the action here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network 1 week from tonight, right around 9:30 p.m. Eastern or so. And you can always check out the full schedule of events on tabletoptrio.com. So for one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And this has been the Speed Tuesday Dash Series, the Tim Branson Dash, here at USA International Speedway. Have a great night.